And one thing I've came to realize about life is that if it is the external affirmation that you are searching for, you will never be at peace with yourself. You are going to live under depression, under stress. You are not going to be mentally okay because of the happiness is not in you. You've taken out the happiness in you to put it into people. That's why you are chasing people and things in the name of happiness. When you don't find that happiness in that person, you live to the next one. When you don't find happiness in that thing, you move to the next thing. And that's why we are so much stressed at an early age. We are so much depressed at an early age in the name of chasing happiness. Okay. So before we jump into the podcast, I just wanted to share with you just this little story to get you laughing. So this story just got me crazy, got me laughing so hard. Yesterday was at ShopRite. So when I was at ShopRite, I was just there to get some few things that I needed. So when I was on a queue, I was standing with this old man. So he was in front of me and there was a lady in front of that old man. So I'm on the queue, I'm just staring at that lady, So I'm having a chat with that old man again at the very same time. So when I'm having a chat with that old man, so the queue is going, and he searched his pocket to look for 100 rand. So he said that he had 100 rand, he forgot where he put it. So he was searching his pocket and he finally found it. So after he found after he found that 100 rand, and he said to me that, what's man. So I was like, yeah, man, like, this is where everybody's going. We all gonna get old to your stage at some point. And he said, his response to me was that, I doubt that you guys, the youth of today, would get to where I am today. And I was like, why do you say so? And he said to me that because of youth ya matsatsiya letsena fela gore letsena le mo sa tseneng. Guys, like, this got me laughing so crazy. And I was like, okay, I don't know. No, I understand. I understand. So I think this old man, he's noticed that I was looking at the lady in front of him, but what he said is it's true, because a lot of us, guys, a lot of youth here today, like guys, everywhere, and with the old man, as we're having a chat, he said that as youth here today, unaware, you don't listen, guys. You guys don't listen to us as old people. And there's a certain point in life where you come back and say, never realizing really would eat. And I think many of us as young people, I'm sure we are familiar with this, that a lot of us at some point in life, back towards what like I've just made this mistake. What they say to us is that like, guys, I'm sure you can relate to this. So guys, like, humor me, guys. The lady in front of the old man, like, yo, guys, have you ever watched that lady? And you say, God damn, the body, son. Just humor me, guys, because, the old man, when he said that, when he said that you guys focus on things that don't matter instead of focusing on the things that matters, he actually reminded me of back in the days. It was actually in 2016. Yeah, it was in 2016 when I was working, guys. So when I was working in 2016, guys, I used to be that guy who loved ladies. I was that guy who loved entertainment. I was that guy who always used to go out full of friends. This is literally funny because each and every month end, guys, myself and my friends, when we get paid, ka payday guys, like just to go out there, guys, like just chow that money. We always knew like ka payday bona ara tlhape lo tlhapa sno tsena high fela wala lunch box fela pitori. And by that time, guys, I was living in bag in breads, so each and every month we are going to Pretoria, gonna buy clothes there. That's a really chilla, guys. Like, you know, like that life when you finally get the freedom in your life, having to have your own money, you know, with no responsibilities. Like you just do whatever you like because of like nerea high lunch boxes arena and gone Pretoria. We're gonna get the reka from Chicago to KBC or Sport, guys. Everything used to be brand new. Has never done high, guys, like monating stogo corona how to zaga, guys. This is actually crazy because of like the lifestyle that I used to live back in the days, where everybody look at me right now and like, Johannes, like when you seem to not to be like a ladies man or a very serious life. I'm like, dude, I used to be a ladies man. I used to be that guy who always go out every single weekend because of like one, like by the time I was at Breads. So hesner hola fela Pretoria, go to buy clothes, ready papong, renwa biri, herwa high, hona le die pleke when never eat Amagumbi in Block B ku Breads called Klavile. So like that place in the Dibuwa, guys, like hey yo, like we used to have a lot of fun. Here Amagumbi watwala 2 a.m. High, stoko high, majida high, robloma ko na music ploma ke lo one obesi wa nama wa je wa rodile, guys, na chelete. You see, and it is until that moment where I lost the job, when my sister sat me down and say, you know what, Johannes, I think you need to start rethinking about your life. This lifestyle we pelang, it doesn't take you anywhere. And it like a papara a year since I've done nothing about my life. I've done nothing in my life. And then like there's a lot that I regret actually about my previous behavior, about the things that I used to do basically. So with that, I was actually reminded by that old man when he said to us, Lena youth here today, I don't think we're to where I am and where we are as old people because of Litsena fail. You guys don't actually, you are not cautious about your decision, your actions, and the things that you do, your behavior and the lifestyle, and actually the things that you do each and every single day. And that's why, to be honest, a lot of us as young people, we've actually destroyed our life at an early stage because of, as Mandala will eat, tsena fela. And I think all of Majida can relate to me to say that and okay, this is the question to gents. What is the first thing that comes into your mind? The first thing that comes into your mind, stogo, biri, munating, and nobody can even warn you about the danger you are hooking yourself in because of everything you went on thing kavaya ko enjoy. So this is actually crazy. I found it to be funny because of a lot of us as young people. There's a point in life, guys, like just humor me and say there's a point in life where we need to enjoy our youth time, just to enjoy ourselves, enjoy being a young person. But there's a point in life where you need to come back to yourself and to say, you know what, I think now it's time for me to focus on the reality of life and leave all the things that don't matter and start to focus on the things that matters in life. Whew. So now can we reverse and start our episode? And we always start with the Unpack Show to say, hey friends, and welcome to the Unpack Show podcast with myself, Johannes Baloyi. And thank you for joining me because this is a place where we unpack the question we have in mind on the challenges we come across as we go about building and improving our lives. Friends, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when we release a new episode. Alright, now we are done with the story of ShopRite. This week, guys, I just wanted to share with you something very interesting, something that I think it relates to the story of ShopRite, basically. And this week I want us to talk about what is it that is important in your life. Like literally, what is it that is important? I'm saying this because of a lot of us in life, we focus so much on the things that don't matter as to the things that matters in life. And I've actually observed how so many of us as young people we live today, we behave in a certain way, we do things in a certain way, our lifestyle is in a certain way whereby we end up destroying our life without realizing. And we will actually come back to complain about the harsh reality of life, about the difficulty of life. Because looking back to where I personally come from in high school, I remember in high school I used to have a bad behavior. I used to live such a bad lifestyle. I used to do certain bad things in school that resulted me into having difficulty in school, and dropping out of school was one of those reasons for the lifestyle that I was living, the behavior that I had. And to right now, with so many of our peers, so many of the people I went to school with, and our life is, we've actually destroyed our life. So many of us as young people, the people that I think I went to school with, there's no future for us. We've lost hope into our lives and our future because of why? The behavior that we had and the lifestyle that we lived, it resulted to this moment destroying our lives. So when I look at how we live, many of us as young people, I actually foresee us destroying our future, destroying our lives, and coming back to actually complain about the harsh reality of life, about the difficulty of life. That's why this week I wanted us to talk about what is it that is important in your life? What is it that matters in your life? And I've actually posted something posted on WhatsApp that guys, share your and I'm sorry for those who didn't have my WhatsApp number, who couldn't see my WhatsApp status. I posted and said anyone who wants to share what is it that is important in his life can share, can send through the voice note, and I'm gonna play it on this episode to kind of motivate someone out there who maybe doesn't know what is it that is important in his or in her life. So this is something that we are going to do each and every week. I'm gonna do it on our social media page, which is Johannes Baloyi _SA, and it's where we're gonna post the topic, the next coming topic of the episode of the next coming. Oh, the topic of the next coming episode, by the way, so that you guys can share your opinions and your perspective about that topic. So this week we have a voice note here of Mapula Sepeka. I hope that I'm pronouncing your surname right, Mapula Sepeka. So yeah, here's what Mapula had to say about what is it that is important in her life at this stage in life. So let me play her voice note to kind of share with you what she thinks is important at her life at this stage. I think I'm playing the wrong one here, guys. Okay.
Hi. Okay, on today's topic on what's important in your life is what is important in my life is my mental health. Because I believe that if your mental health is not stable, it's unstable, you won't be able to do anything you want to do in life. When I say you won't be able to do anything you want to do in life, I mean, there are certain things that we as youth want to do. Okay, personally, myself, there are certain things that I want to do that requires me to think. So if my mental health is not stable, I won't be able to think positive things. I won't have positive energy to do certain things. Because let's say ke nyaka mmereko o ke nyakwa sekolong, for instance. If ke ya sekolong, if my mental health it's not okay, if my mental health it's not stable, I won't be able to focus ko sekolong, because some things requires focus, and then focus, you cannot focus while while you are not mentally stable. So I believe that nna se e le goreng se botlhokwa mo bophelong ba ka ga jale ke my mental health. Because if you're not mentally stable, a o nte le goreng o tlo ntie. And then ge ke bolela ka mentally, like being mentally stable, ke bolela ka dilo le goreng monagano wa gago o dula o le sharp, like ga o na bo di-depression, di-anxiety, anger, ke dilo tse le goreng ke they are mentally, like they are mentally things. So I believe if I'm mentally stable, ke tlo ba sharp, I can do anything. So ke ntho e le goreng e botlhokwa right now, because nka se be le stress, nka se nagane kudu, I'll always be happy. So yeah, if ke mentally stable, everything is possible. I can do anything I put my mind to. But if I'm not mentally stable, I cannot do anything, because I won't focus, I won't be consistent, and I'll always think negative things. Yeah.
So, guys, this is what Mapula had to say about what is important in her life at this stage. So she says that what is important in her life is taking care of her mental health. And I think I share the same sentiment with her, because it's something that I always talk about. If you've ever been in my cycle, if you have ever had a conversation with me, had a talk with me, you'd actually realize that I always talk about the importance of mental health, because when you are not mentally healthy, you won't be able to do the things that you want in life. You won't be able to focus in life, because of you will actually be present by some of the things that you go through, by some of the challenges that you go through, by the state of mind that you will be in. So taking care of your mental health, I think it is something that is more important. And I'm gonna say it's more important again because of in today's day and age, we can agree that we live in a time where there are a lot of things going on in life. We live in a time where we consume so much information, so much content, that there are certain things that when we consume them, they give us stress, they give us pressure, because of, and it's basically about social media, guys. Social media is adding to the stress and the depression that we actually go through, or the depression that we experience each and every single day. And this social media depression that we experience, it actually take away the health state of our mind. So taking care of your mental health, it's something that is important, because you'll be able to focus, you'll be able to be energetic, you'll be able to excel and do well in everything that you do. And I share the same sentiment with Mapula when she says that mental health, it's something that is important in life. So Mapula, thank you for sending through your voice note. We really appreciate it. And guys, if you do need to send your voice note, we're gonna take out the next topic for the next episode, and you guys will be able to send your voice note to share your perspective or to share your point of view on the topic that we'll be talking about. And I'm gonna leave with the WhatsApp number that you will actually be able to send your voice note through. So I think a lot of us as young people, it is true that we are searching for something that will give us meaning in life. And we want fulfillment, we want to be happy. And what we don't know is that the happiness that we are searching for, it is already in us. Because a lot of us, I think growing up, we were exposed to the happy moments of life. And we thought that those happy moments are what describes life. And that's why we have tied our goals and the things we want to do in life around those things. Around those happy moments in life, never realizing that happiness is actually the result of the outcome that has been made in life. And I think it is actually influenced by looking up to social media. A lot of us as young people today, in today's world, we look up to the people in social media. We look up to our friends in social media, our celebrities in social media, living a happy life. In fact, I would say what we call a happy life. And we have tied that happy life, we have tied our goals around those happy lives, saying that I want to be happy, I want to be fulfilled, never realizing that those are the moments that are captured and put on the internet so that you can see those moments. That's why someone once said that we live in a world of happy pictures but sad reality. So this is actually what is happening right now in life, that a lot of us as young people, we are going about searching for fulfillment, searching for happiness, because of we've looked up to celebrities, up to certain people who live a social media life, and we think that we are left behind. We feel like something is missing in our life. We feel like we are not living life as a result of looking up to someone who think that they are living a very happy life. And you know, with the passing of Ricky Rick, may his soul rest in peace, I saw this other tweet that was made by Connie Ferguson. And on her tweet, she said that a lot of us celebrities, you might think that we've got it all figured out, but the reality is we all go through our share of challenges. And her tweet made me to rethink my life, to rethink how I live, to rethink about the goals and the things that I want to achieve in life, and to say that if someone at a position in life can say that we don't have it all figured out, and also I'm going about saying that I want to have it figured out, I want to live a happy life, never realizing that happiness is just a moment that comes and passes, but joy and fulfillment, it is actually what lives with you, what you live in. It is actually a state of life. But that state of life, the joy and the fulfillment, it doesn't come out of the happy moments. The joy and fulfillment, it's what you build out of your life. So when we go about living our life saying that we want to be happy, we end up being in a search. We end up living in the cycle of changing things and people, saying that we want to be happy. And if I may ask, so many of us as young people, if I may ask that, how many people have you changed in your life, saying that you want to be happy? How many boyfriend and girlfriend have you changed in your life, saying that you want to be happy? How many friends have you changed in your life, saying that you want to be happy? How many material possessions have you changed in your life, saying that you want to be happy? So you see, with this mentality of I want happiness, we actually live in a process of changing things. We are actually in a race, I would say in a race, chasing people and things in the name of happiness. So we've lived in a time where we've made happiness to be like a tag price. Have you ever walked into a retail store looking at a pair of shoes or a pair of clothes, and there's a tag price in that clothes, or there's a tag price in that shoe, and you buy the shoes that you want based on the prices? So this is the same thing that goes with happiness in this day and age as young people. We have made happiness to be like a tag price. If you don't find it into this person, you're gonna remove them in your life and go and search it to the next person. If you don't get it to the next person, you're gonna remove them in your life and go and search for that happiness into the next person. But the question is, how many times are you going to change people in the name of happiness? How many times are you going to change things in the name of happiness? I was one of those people growing up. When I was still in school, as a teenager, I used to change cell phone brands. Like 3 months wouldn't pass without changing a cell phone. In a period of 3 months, I think I would have changed about 4 to 5 cell phones, saying that I want happiness. When this phone comes, I use it for certain weeks. After it bores me, then the market introducing a new cell phone. I leave that cell phone and change to the next cell phone. I've bought a lot of cell phones, and to be honest, out of the money that I didn't have, I used to put my parents under pressure of buying cell phone each and every month. Sometimes twice in a month buying cell phones. Sometimes I would buy pre-owned cell phones. But all of that was with the name of happiness. So ask yourself this question: how many things and people have you changed in your life in the name of happiness? And the chase for happiness, it actually makes us to suffer. We are not at peace. We are not fulfilled in our life. We are not actually at peace with who we are and who we truly are in life, because of we are chasing for happiness, because of we are chasing for that next person, because of we are chasing for that next thing to fulfill us. We've actually took out the happiness. We've actually took out, I would say, the joy in us, the fulfillment in us, and put it on people and things. As for guys, we've made that happiness and fulfillment to be at a certain girl with a certain body, a certain looks. And when you find a girl without that certain looks and certain body that you imagine to date, you leave that person, you go to the next person. When you don't find that person, you move to the next person. When you don't find that person, you move to the next person. And as for girls, we've made fulfillment and happiness to be about a guy with money, a guy with car, a guy who works at a certain company or at a certain organization. And when you find a guy who doesn't have money, who doesn't have a car, who doesn't have a bond, maybe who doesn't have an apartment, who doesn't work at a certain company or a corporate company that is well known, you don't see that person as a human being. You don't see that person as a perfect person to can be with. So you see how we have put happiness as we have made fulfillment to be like a tag price, and we've put it into people. When you don't see with that person with what you imagine, you move to that person and find the next person. So as young people in today's day and age, we cannot be at peace with ourselves. We are not happy. We are not fulfilled. We are not healthy mentally. And a lot of us, I've seen how a lot of us, we drop out of school, how a lot of us, we leave our family, how a lot of us, we fake our reality, how a lot of us, we start to live a certain lifestyle in order to look good, in order to look awesome, in order to look okay, in order to look like we are happy and fulfilled in the society, because of we've made happiness to be like a tag price. We've made happiness to be like a certain person with certain values, certain looks, certain body, certain amount of money, certain car, working at a certain company. So that's why as young people today, we are not at peace with who we are, because we are searching for that happiness in a person or in things. And one thing I've came to realize about life is that if it is the external affirmation that you are searching for, you will never be at peace with yourself. You are going to live under depression, under stress. You are not going to be mentally okay because of the happiness is not in you. You've taken out the happiness in you to put it into people. That's why you are chasing people and things in the name of happiness. When you don't find that happiness in that person, you live to the next one. When you don't find happiness in that thing, you move to the next you move to the next thing. And that's why we are so much stressed at an early age. We are so much depressed at an early age in the name of chasing happiness. Let me share with you just a little story of myself. There's a point in life where I came to realize that in life, there are some memories we will have to live with forever. And it is the internal conversation we have with ourselves that determine whether we're going to live happily and fulfilled, or we're going to live miserable. So growing up, I had a sister who died it was 2009 October. Her name is Johannes Baloyi, and may her soul rest in peace. So my sister was such a hero in my life. Like she used to take care of us and make sure that we are all okay. She used to make sure that we are protected. She used to make sure that nothing bad ever happens to us as her siblings. So when we were going to school, she used to wake up early. She used to wake us up early in the morning to make sure that we eat breakfast, we get bathed, we wear our full school uniform, nothing missing, full school uniform. She used to make sure that before we go to school, we have our lunch box, we have our pocket money. And I remember quietly that before we go to school, in that moment of moving out of home, going to school, she used to take a close look at each and every one of us if we are perfectly fine before we go to school. And even after we come back to school, she used to ask us that, guys, how was your day? How did you do? What did you do in school? Is there anything that happened in school that disturbed your school? That disturbed your day? What are the good things that you did in school? She used to talk to us about. She used to engage us in a lot of things about school matters. And each and every Friday, I remember she used to go to school to meet each and every one of our class teachers to check up on our school performance, if we are doing well, what are the things that we can't do well, what form of help do we need. She used to make sure that in school we are all okay, and even outside of school she used to make sure that at home we are all okay. Growing up, I never experienced the difficulty that came out of my home situation. Even if I came from a disadvantaged background, she used to make sure that she protects us. She covers us with under her wings to make sure that we are not affected by anything bad, because of she loved us so much. She wished for good things. I remember the conversation we used to. The conversations that we used to have with her was all about, I need you guys to have a better future. I need you guys to do well in life, to become a better person in life. And the reason why I'm sharing with you this story of my sister, guys, is because of I think all of us in life have went through a situation of losing that person or that thing in your life, and you constantly ask yourself this question of, if that person was still with me in my life would be better. If that thing, I didn't lose it, my life would be better. Because there are moments in life when I encounter certain challenges in life, when I encounter certain challenges in family, I used to miss her a lot and ask myself that if my sister was here, I don't think I would be going through these challenges that I'm currently going through. And I think dropping out of school was particularly, and it made an impact. Missing her in my life made an impact as to the reason why I dropped out of school, the reason why I lost focus in life, because of I constantly thought of her memories, thought of how she used to take care of us and make sure that we are all okay, because of she was a person who we used to talk to about absolutely everything that is about life, even from an early stage of life. And right now, thinking to myself that there's no one I can talk to. I miss her a lot. That's why I started to drift away. That's why I wasn't able to do well in school. That's why I was so much pressured by the home challenge, by the challenges that came out of my family background. And after realizing about this, I've quite engaged with different people to ask that, guys, isn't there a memory that you've experienced, even if it can be years back, but even in this moment in life, there are still those moments where you constantly remember that moment in your life. And a lot of people say that I do have a moment in my life where I went through a situation, and there are some points in life whereby those memories are triggered by the things that I'll be experiencing in that moment. And what I came to realize about these memories is that a lot of us, we are unable to do well in life. We feel empty inside us because of that person is missing, because of that thing is missing in our life. Constantly asking ourselves that if that person or that thing was still in my life would be better. That's why in this day and age, a lot of us as young people, we go out in life to try by all means to search for that thing that can fulfill us, to search for that thing that will make us happy, to search for that thing that will give our life a meaning. And one of the biggest factor that makes us young people to go for search for happiness to the outside, it is because of there's something that is missing in our life. There's that person who was in your life and now they are no longer there. There's that thing that you used to have in your life, now it's no longer there, and now you start to feel empty in your life. Some of us, we dropped out of school and we regret why we dropped out of school, because we now feel empty. There are no opportunities. Some of us, we didn't do well in college or university, and now we regret, and now we live with that memory of, if I made it to graduate, at least my life would be better. Some of us as young people, we've lost our jobs, and now we ask ourselves that if I didn't lose that job, my life would be better. Some of us as young people, you lost that boyfriend or that girlfriend that you used to love so much with all of your heart, and now you ask yourself that if that person was still in my life would be better. Some of us, we lost our parents, and we constantly ask ourselves questions like, if my parents were still alive, my life would be better. It can be every person you love dearly. After you lose that person or those people in your life, you start to ask your question that, and it is in the challenges that you come across where you ask yourself the question that, if those people are still in my life, or if I didn't lose those things, my life would be better. And after losing those things, after losing those people, we go out in life to search for that person who can fulfill us or make us happy, or to go and search for that thing to fulfill us and make us happy. And one thing that I've started to realize about life is that as we constantly search for that thing, or in the absence of that person or that thing, we start to be miserable. Because I can tell that the conversation that we constantly have as young people are those conversations of, I'm so much depressed, I'm so much stressed. Why? Because of even the person you are with at that particular moment in your life, they're not making you happy. Or you've bought that thing that you thought it was going to make you happy, and that thing, it still doesn't make you happy. Why? Because of you've took out the fulfillment, the happiness inside you, and make it a tagline and put it into things. That's why in life, the hardest truth that I think for myself I had to accept about life is that no one will ever fulfill you. You just have to fulfill yourself and make yourself happy. The happiness of your boyfriend or the happiness of your partner, the happiness of the material things that you accumulate as you go about building your life, supposed to be a bonus, because if you depend on those things, you're going to be miserable. Because in the absence of your partner, in the absence of those material possessions, you are not going to be fulfilled. You're going to be empty. You're going to start to feel like life doesn't have a meaning. And the truth about life is that and it is something that I think after engaging with different people from different walks of life, one thing that I've came to realize about life is that the only thing that matters, the only thing that is important in life is to be fulfilled with who you are and how you live your life. And the only way to be at peace with yourself is to accept who you truly are, irrespective of the situations of the circumstances that you go through. Because a lot of us, we try by all means to fake our reality in order to be fulfilled and look happy. And I've actually realized that there's a point when you fake your reality, there's a point in life where it will become difficult, or where it starts to be difficult for you to maintain that lifestyle. And you start to feel miserable. You start to feel empty because of your happiness you took out to put it into that thing. You were depending on that person or that thing for you to be fulfilled and to be happy. And that's why I came to actually start to realize and see the importance of realizing that the only thing that is important in life is to be at peace with who you truly are and the reality of your life. Because when you don't accept who you are and the reality of your life, you are not going to be mentally healthy. You are going to be disturbed because of you don't want to accept your reality, and you also want to feed into a certain reality of your friends or celebrities that you see on social media and feel like your life is meaningless. You look at your family background, you look at the things that you desire that you don't have yet in your life, and you think like your life is meaningless. You don't have a life. And I've actually realized that a lot of us as young people, when you start to say, it's that moment when you see someone succeed and progress in their life, and you look at yourself, you feel like, damn, I'm not going anywhere in my life. And that's where you start to feel like my life is meaningless. Now you are no longer at peace because you don't want to accept who you truly are in your life situations. Because most of the time, we depend on people for happiness. We depend on people for fulfillment. And we depend on things, material possessions, and the things we want to accumulate, and our desires for happiness and fulfillment. And I've actually realized that we do progress in our life. We need to start celebrating those little milestones in life so that we can be able to be happy. Because most of the time we feel like we are not progressing. We feel like we are not making we are not improving our lives as a result of people not celebrating with you, people not cherishing you. And that's where you feel empty, because of you are seeking for that round of applause. You are seeking for that you are beautiful. You are seeking for that I love you. You are seeking for that you are doing well from the outside people. You need to start to give that to yourself. That's why for myself, each and every day I look at myself into the mirror like for about 10 minutes. To affirm to myself that you are handsome, you are doing well, you are living a very fulfilled life, you are a very happy person. You are doing, just to give myself a round of applause and give myself a high five into the mirror. That thing, it gives me self-confidence to say that even if I do make mistake every now and then, but I still believe in myself. So just about earlier today, on the afternoon, I watched this short video. The video was this social media page that guys, I would recommend you that you go and follow this man on his social media page. It was Facebook page. The name of the Facebook page says Indoda Yeqiniso. Indoda Yeqiniso on Facebook page. Go and follow that Facebook page. There's a lot of things that you learn about life and you'll grow from those things because there's a lot of information and wisdom that is being shared on that Facebook page. I just bumped into it today and go through it, and I've came across a lot of impactful words, so much wisdom that made me to see life in a different way. So this guy said that as black people, we continue to suffer, we continue to complain about lack of unemployment, lack of opportunities. And truly, there are opportunities. But as young people, we cannot start businesses, those little projects, because we don't believe in ourselves. And I think he's right. A lot of us as black people, we don't believe in ourselves. We are waiting for someone to approve what we can do. As a black person, you can never start a business until someone says, go and do it. When people say that, don't do this, you don't do it. Why? Because you don't believe in yourself. Sometimes you have to break what you call a status quo. Sometimes when people say, don't go there, you just need to go there and do it. Believe me, guys, there's a lot of things that people told me to never do. I did them, and I've grown so much. I've achieved so many things out of breaking a status quo. I'm the type of a person who don't follow rules. Like, I don't follow rules. I think rules are not meant for me. Rules are meant for people, for other people, but not for me. Now I break rules because I want to see myself progressing. I've actually realized that society can actually praise you, because when you live by the standard of society, you will never grow as a person, because society needs to approve each and everything that you do. Society needs to affirm you. Society needs to give you a round of applause. Society have to be there. So that's why as people, we've started to live this social media life. We want people to, we love comments of other people. We love those likes that you get on social media. When somebody posts on social media, when they post and don't get that like, you start to feel like what you're doing is not meaningful. You start to feel like what you're doing is not right. So you need to start seeing yourself as a greater person. You need to start seeing yourself as that person who can do the best thing out of this life. And through that, you're going to be fulfilled, because you're not seeking for external affirmation. You're not seeking for external round of applause, because you can give all of those things to yourself. Friends, this is what we had for you this week on the Unpack Show podcast, unpacking the question we come across as we go about building and improving our lives. Continue sharing your thoughts on the comment section, and also tell us what is the topic that you'd like us to talk about in the next episode. And we would also like for you guys to send those voice notes. We appreciate that a lot, because we recognize that we are making an impact in your life. So till we meet again on the next episode, be healthy, be blessed. And as my role model Vusi Tembekwayo once said, have the spirit of the underdog. Goodbye.